I thought I'd hit peak HOA Karen madness when Meredith Sinclair tried to fine me for having a mailbox that was aggressively beige. But let me tell you, that was nothing compared to the night she sent a wannabe cop to threaten me at my grandmother's old lakefront cabin right around midnight. That's the moment I realized this wasn't about some cranky neighbor anymore. This was war. And, well, she just happened to pick a fight with the wrong software engineer. So here's what went down. I'm debugging code in the living room, my cat Pixel snoring away beside me, when these three sharp knocks land on my cabin door. Almost midnight, mind you. I peek through the window and see a guy in a police jacket, but he's standing just wrong, his silhouette all off under the porch light, and he's wearing sneakers with his uniform. Maybe it's the true crime podcasts I binge, but something about the way he's standing, the way he talks, I just know he's not the real deal. I open the door anyway. Call me an idiot, but curiosity wins out, and this dude launches into this whole act. I'm Officer Brock Hastings, County Sheriff's Department. He flashes a badge so fake you could win it in a claw machine and starts flipping through a brand new notebook. He tells me I'm in violation of all sorts of lakefront codes, zoning stuff, Waterway Protection Act of 2019. Like, is that even a thing? And says the HOA's got serious concerns about my cabin. Now, I'm usually the guy who apologizes when someone else bumps into me at Target, but there's something in his act that makes me reach for my phone. I start an Instagram live, real subtle, and play along, asking, what exactly are these violations? He rattles off a bunch of official-sounding nonsense and finally drops Meredith's name. Mrs. Sinclair has been very helpful identifying problematic properties. Oh, you don't say? That's when it all clicks. My grandma Ethel warned me when she left me this place. People see dollar signs, honey. Promise you'll protect it. At the time, I thought she was just sentimental. But now, staring down this clown with his plastic badge, her words sound a whole lot like prophecy. So I keep my cool and say, sure thing, officer. Could you just give me the exact statutes for my attorney? He turns pale, clearly wasn't ready for that, and says he'll come back with documentation. But before he leaves, he leans in real close. There are serious business people who want your property. Take the offer, no lawyers, or else. Yeah, that happened. After he speeds off, I'm sitting on my porch with Pixel, still shaking but also pissed. Pissed at the whole crooked system, at Meredith, at myself for ever thinking I could just keep my head down and avoid trouble. Then I check my phone. Turns out I'd caught the whole exchange on video. Next morning, I drive straight to the courthouse. 3 hours later, I've confirmed what I already knew. No Brock Hastings on the sheriff's rolls, no Waterway Act, and no violations on my property. My grandma's cabin is fully legal, grandfathered in from before the HOA even existed. And just like that, the scared part of me starts fading, replaced by something I didn't know I had. A bone-deep resolve to fight back. Now, if you've ever been up against a Karen with a clipboard, you know it's never just about rules. So I fire up my laptop and start digging. Meredith Sinclair's fingerprints are all over this. She's been HOA president for 3 years, running the place like her personal fiefdom. She's got a blog, rants about mailbox colors, garden gnomes, community standards, 17 posts about mailboxes alone. I kid you not. But here's the kicker. Remember that home security system breach that hit the news? I start checking those leaked passwords. Don't judge, I'm a software guy, and bingo. Community First 2021. I get into Meredith's Ring camera backups. What I find isn't just HOA drama. It's recordings of her regular meetings with reps from Pinnacle Luxury Resorts, who want to turn the entire lakefront into an $80 million resort. They've already pressured 8 families into selling, using threats, fines, even anonymous complaints. My place. The last piece they need. And Meredith's not just bullying people. She's feeding stories to the local paper. Her nephew's the reporter, painting me as a recluse, the guy holding back progress. I try to laugh it off, but you can only take so much before it starts to eat at you. So I call my mom in Arizona. She just listens, like she always does, and finally says, your grandmother didn't raise a pushover. She fought these fights for 40 years. You can do it, too. Pixel knocks over my energy drink, which soaks my keyboard. Comic relief, right when I need it. In the chaos, I hit a screenshot and, lucky break, capture an email where Meredith and the Pinnacle guys are talking about alternative enforcement methods for stubborn owners. And then I dig into Brock, the fake cop. Turns out he's a washed-up PI, deep in debt, working odd jobs for whoever pays. Meredith found his weak spot, blackmailed him with proof of his gambling. The dude's desperate, not evil, so I decide to play them at their own game. I rig up a drone with a projector to display a fake for sale sign on my property, only visible from the angle Meredith's security camera catches. Let her think her intimidation is working while I gather more evidence. Then, out of the blue, I get a text. This is Brock. We need to talk. We meet at a Denny's, classic, and he's a mess, jittery, hasn't slept in days. He admits everything, how Meredith's been blackmailing him, and he's at the end of his rope. So I make him an offer. Help me expose Meredith, be my inside guy, and I'll pay him legit consulting work to dig out of his debts. He agrees, and for the first time, I feel like maybe I'm not completely alone. Enter Doris, my 83-year-old neighbor, who walks up to our Denny's table and asks, totally straight-faced, Miles, have you been abducted by aliens? Because there are strange lights over your place lately. Try keeping a straight face through that. But the real twist comes when I'm contacted by Waverly Carmichael, ostensibly Meredith's assistant, but really an undercover journalist. She's been building a case against HOA corruption, and her family got run out by the same kind of scam. Waverly's been feeding Meredith fake info for months, all while gathering emails, recordings, proof of illegal payments to officials. She tells me my property isn't just the last holdout. It's got the original water access rights. Without it, Pinnacle's marina is dead in the water. Waverly's evidence is gold. Phone calls, internal emails, financial docs, the works. But now, Meredith's planning to go nuclear. She's calling an emergency HOA meeting to declare my cabin a public nuisance, try to force a sale under eminent domain. I've got 1 week to blow this thing open or lose everything. So I plan a show. I submit a landscaping proposal, totally legit on paper, full of native plants and lakefront beautification, to get myself on the agenda. Meanwhile, I prep a multimedia ambush, slides, hidden mics, backups, livestream. I recruit a few allies. Henrik, the retired Navy guy who's sick of getting fined for flag placement, Zara the nurse, Callum the contractor, Tessa with her non-conforming flower beds. Brock's feeding me inside info, and Waverly's got the press waiting outside. Night of the meeting, I'm sweating bullets. The community center's packed, Meredith's strutting around, her lawyer glowering at everyone. Meredith opens with a speech about mental health concerns, hinting I'm unstable, dropping hints about unusual activity. It's classic character assassination. But I've got receipts. When it's my turn, I play along. 5 minutes about soil pH and native shrubs, lulling everyone to sleep. Then, bam, I flip the slide to a crystal-clear shot of Brock in his fake cop getup, straight from my security camera. Gasps ripple through the room. Meredith turns sheet white. Her lawyer tries to shut me down, but I keep going, showing documents, emails, even playing audio from her own ring recordings. The room erupts. Neighbors start connecting the dots, demanding answers. Then, as if on cue, the sheriff's department rolls up. Real cops, this time. Detective Sarah Martinez steps in, reads Meredith her rights. Wire fraud, conspiracy, all of it. Meredith tries to play the victim, but it's over. Her lawyer ditches her on the spot. Pixel, somehow, sneaks in and walks across the projector screen, breaking the tension and making people laugh. Even in chaos, cats win. In the aftermath, the news coverage is wall-to-wall. Meredith's arrested, Pinnacle's exposed, the community holds a new election. Henrik's elected HOA president, Zara's vice, Callum treasurer. For the first time in years, the HOA serves the homeowners, not the other way around. But the story doesn't end there. 3 weeks after the dust settles, I get a letter from Apex Holdings, some giant corporate monster out of Manhattan, promising alternative approaches to acquiring my property. Black SUV with tinted windows starts showing up across the lake. Yeah, subtle, right? But I'm not the same guy I was. I've got allies now, a whole neighborhood ready to fight, a journalist in my corner, legal precedent, and, most importantly, the kind of stubborn courage my grandma always said was more important than being fearless. So I stand on the porch, Pixel at my side, watching that SUV idle. I raise a hand, give him a little wave, and think, bring it on, Apex Holdings. This software engineer isn't backing down. and neither is his community. Ever felt powerless when some corporate bully or authority tried to take what's yours? What would you do if a fake cop showed up at your door? How far would you go to protect what matters? Drop your thoughts below. Was I right to fight back, or just making things worse for everyone? Let's talk justice, neighbors.